Today, come along for the ride. Saddle up for a cattle drive in Duncan, experience a new kind of rock climbing in Disney, and pedal your way through green country.
Travel with AAA's Discover Oklahoma.
Hi, and welcome to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. I'm Jennifer Reynolds, and this is our Come Along for the Ride show. We're starting out horseback because horses are a pivotal part of our current economy and our state's history. For example, Highway 81 runs right along what used to be the Chisholm Trail, and our Shel Wagner has found an authentic Chisholm Trail drive that is trying to keep that Western spirit going.
By the end of the Civil War, most of the beef east of the Mississippi had been consumed. And meanwhile, as those Texas ranchers had been away at war, their untended herds of longhorns had multiplied by the millions. So how to get all those cows in Texas to those beef-hungry folks in the east? Enter the Chisholm Trail. In 5 years, starting in 1867, more than 3 million head of cattle were driven up the Chisholm Trail. 3 million! On this quiet stretch of US 81, the modern incarnation of the Chisholm Trail, you can almost hear the hooves of those cattle that passed this way, from the ranches in Texas to the railheads in Kansas. Oh, wait a minute, that was a semi-trailer truck, not thundering hooves. My mistake. But just because we live in contemporary times doesn't mean we have to stifle our love affair with the Old West. Now, does it?
Well, my wife tells me I was born 100 years too late.
Each year, as a kickoff to the Western Spirit celebration in Duncan, a group of cowboys gets together to make sure some of those rituals of the American cowboy are still alive and well. They drive cattle. Traditionally, the herd would walk about 10 miles a day, stopping only to water and eat. At night, they'd stop at a watering hole to bed down. And though these cowboys go a shorter distance and benefit from some modern conveniences historic cowboys didn't have, like cell phones, for instance, a present-day cattle drive comes with its own set of challenges.
You know, we're on the wrong time for a cattle drive. They had to notify the highway patrol that was coming out. They had, because we come down the side of the road, but they had blocked traffic, you know, and then we come out on the side, keep the cattle on the side of the road.
Even if the occasional glimpse of highway traffic pulls you back into the current era, there are moments watching this when you'd swear you were in a Western movie.
You know, this is hot work and it's hard work, and gives you an idea what those cattle drivers put up with, but everybody that drove by probably wished they were out there with us. So
people coming out from the houses taking pictures and grabbing their cell phones taking pictures. And people coming out with water bottles, handing us water as we traveled, you know. Sometimes I thought, you know, on some of these drives, they almost treat you like you're a war hero or something, you know. They come out with water bottles and candy bars and just, you know, always just like we're something special, you know. And I thought,
the herd of longhorns, flanked by cowboys, make their way onto the grounds of the Chisholm Trail Heritage Center for a 4-day festival that includes non-stop entertainment, all kinds of cowboy demonstrations, a chuck wagon feed, not to mention the Chisholm Trail Book Festival, and Stitch in Memory's Quilt Guild auction and demos. And if you haven't been to the Chisholm Trail Heritage Center lately, with their famous 4D cattle drive experience, more my speed than the real deal, now's your chance. The museum will offer free admission all weekend long during the Western Spirit celebration. Though it's true you can't travel back in time, you can travel to Duncan, where the simple joys of seeing these traditions play out firsthand connects you indelibly to those who shaped our state and our nation. And that connection is truly something to celebrate. In Duncan, I'm Shel Wagner.
To learn more about the cattle drive and Duncan's Western Spirit celebration, just check out our website, discoveroklahomatv.com. Well, you know, maybe this isn't your preferred method of transportation, but not to worry, we found all kinds of rides for this show. In fact, Ardino Lolly put it into overdrive and found us some vehicles that are, shall we say, just a bit over the top.
In the small, far northeastern town of Disney, Oklahoma is a park. Not just any park, it's Hogan's Off-Road Park. And yes, Jennifer, these vehicles are indeed over the top. Disney may be small, but these babies can crawl over everything in a big way. I'm calling the owner of the park, Russ Hogan, the originator, because he spearheaded the sport of off-roading and made it popular, especially in this area. But Russ and this area have now gained national attention. Now, if you are a serious off-roader, this is the place to be, but Hogan's Off-Road Park is also family-friendly.
And I felt that the sport needed a home that would be more suitable for the families, and the wives could come and the children could come. And so from the onset, I built a family-orientated park. And the kids don't have a place to play nowadays, and certainly no place that they can play and learn machinery and learn how to handle that machinery.
Russ bought this property in 1999. He and his friends cleared paths, per se, through the underbrush and left all the obstacles in place. They purposely did not build any trails that were an obstacle. Nature had already pretty much taken care of that. Just like off-roading is an extreme, so is the level of riders or passengers, but Russ says they can all play together.
Even the novice can be tested to their limits, so to speak, and yet the real hardcore guys can lay it out and do their thing, and yet they'll still be within plain view of the rest of their crew and their posse that they're running with.
You cannot come here and rent a vehicle. You can either bring your own, or Russ will be happy to take you for a ride. There are 25 miles from which to choose and all kinds of varied terrain. There's even a wooded, more secluded area too. Now, of course, I had to ask Russ if we could be one of the large group of people who can proudly say we rode with Hogan. And where we were, of course, it was so beautiful with all the trees and the water. People come here to watch and just to relax, to fish, to hike, to swim, but mostly they come here to ride.
Now, boys, we're not going to do anything we don't do every day. Okay. Like roll over, crash, burn, things like that.
I trust you.
Okay. A lot of the climbs are laid in such a manner they challenge the sanity of the driver. And unfortunately, some people will try on things they're not capable of, or their machine isn't capable of. But in most instances, gravity will overtake sanity most any time. And they will not be able to climb it no matter what.
So what does it feel like? It's like a roller coaster ride, only in slow motion, like a bucking bronco on Valium. It's deliberate, extreme, and an absolute blast. Now, if Hogan has a family, he knows what to do. He'll take it easy, but you'll get the full extent of a fun ride. Just bring your cameras, your water, and at the top of the agenda, to go for a thrilling run with Hogan.
They come here to run me, yes. Yeah, and I don't disappoint them.
In Disney, taking a run with Hogan on one of these bad boys, I'm Dino Lolly.
You'll find all the information you need about Hogan's Off-Road Park and many more ATVing locations around the state at travelok.com. Well, don't go anywhere just yet, because coming up, Jeff Roberts and I go in a head-to-head race for the finish line. We find ourselves on the fast track when AAA's Discover Oklahoma continues.
I hope we didn't forget anything.
I think we're all set.
Hard to believe Megan is in college.
Do you remember how she cried and cried when we dropped her off at kindergarten?
We were both crying.
Good thing we're only a few hours away. Last box. You can call us tomorrow.
I will, Daddy.
And one more thing. You're gonna need these.
No way. Are you kidding? I get Mom's car?
Okay, sweetheart, but you have to be careful. Now, I put the AAA insurance policy and the membership information in the glove box.
Just in case anything should happen.
Okay.
I'm really glad we switched our auto insurance to AAA. Really saved us some money. Not to mention peace of mind.
It's nice knowing AAA will be there if her car ever breaks down, too.
John, are those tears I see?
No.
AAA Auto Insurance.
or the ones that matter most to you. Give us a call today or talk to a AAA agent nearest you.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma and our Come Along for the Ride show. Are you tired of riding shotgun? Are you chomping at the bit maybe to get behind the wheel yourself? Well, this week our Jeff Roberts proves to us he does more than just drive us crazy. He puts us behind the wheel at one of America's top sprint tracks.
Hey, have you noticed Oklahoma Motorsports Complex? You know, that place right off of I-35 just south of Norman? Come on, it's the place where you see a bunch of adrenaline junkies flying. I mean, literally, like on the motocross track.
We also have a 50 pit bike track for the littler kids on the motorcycles.
Now, over on the flat track, racers can choose their poison of either super moto machines, which are like motorcycles with bald tires, or the racing carts, which attracts speed demons like Bryce Cornett and Jesse Woodyard, who both have their sights set on even bigger and faster vehicles.
I would really like to do Formula One, but racing's racing.
I've always had the dream, the mindset to be a race car driver, and one of the best things you can do is get into go-karting. That's how most of the real race car drivers get their start.
Now, as you can tell, this is not your ordinary go-kart track. As a matter of fact, it's the #1 ranked track in the country and one of the top 5 in the world. Racers love it because it's 7/10 of a mile long, 30 feet wide, has a long straightaway, and some wicked turns. Now, there are also any rental carts for anyone of any age that has to have that, Top Gun statement. I feel the need for speed.
They start 5 years old, go up to, we have a gentleman that races out here at 80 years old.
Now, of course, when Jennifer Reynolds heard that anybody could come out here and rent a cart and race, she called me up, claiming that she was the speedster queen.
You know, Jeff, you've done your adventurous things, I've done my adventurous things, but we haven't done them together, so there's just one thing I have to warn you about.
Okay, and that is?
You need to be very, very afraid.
Very, very afraid?
I'm very dangerous.
Is that afraid enough?
Not skillful, just dangerous.
Which one are you taking?
I'm taking 14.
Okay, I got 4. That way I already got to make up ground.
Okay.
She's going down, I'm telling you.
Oh,
she's been talking smack for a month. She's going down. Of course, I can't even get in the car, but that's a whole other story. Yeah. And here we go. Yeah, it didn't take me long to notice that our dear friend Jennifer is not quite as tough or speedy as she had me believe. I started thinking maybe she's trying to trick me into using some sort of tortoise and hare strategy. In the end, however, Jennifer did win the title for Most Careful Driver, and she deserves kudos, too, for her hair flipping skills. Oklahoma Motorsports Complex is a great place to have your next company picnic, birthday party, or what have you.
We've had bachelor parties and divorce parties.
But any time that you step out of your comfort zone for a bit, that can feel like a party. We're going to put you on the stand here in just a second. You got first place for the safest driver.
I don't even want to know what you get for that.
I don't either.
But I recommend it. It is really, even someone like me, even for someone, it was really fun. Even at 5.5 miles per hour, it was a blast.
It totally rocked. In Norman, I'm Jeff Roberts.
Let Oklahoma Motorsports host your next birthday party or company picnic. We'll link you to their website if you just visit us at discoveroklahomatv.com so that you can get racing. Up next, we're going to be cruising down memory lane on a Harley. Nothing conjures up the mid-century mystique more than a Route 66 diner and motorcycles. We'll have both when AAA's Discover Oklahoma returns.
Hey, how's Kara doing?
Great. Absolutely loves being in college.
Sam?
Just started driving.
Watch out.
Yeah, we just added him to our AAA membership. Smart move.
I'm just glad we have good insurance.
What do you guys use?
We switched over to AAA auto insurance. With another driver in the house, it just made sense to check out pricing. AAA saved us a ton.
I didn't know they had insurance too.
Yeah, auto, home, and life.
Remember that time when we snuck Dad's car out and got that flat?
Here they go again.
Oh, AAA came and fixed it, and the folks never found out.
Found out what?
Nothing, Dad.
Talking about the time you two snuck the car out while we were gone.
You knew?
Well, of course. Why do you think Mom and I added you girls to our AAA membership? Never told you I always check the odometer, did I?
Oh, great idea.
Thanks, Grandpa. AAA Insurance, for the ones that matter most to you. Give us a call today or talk to a AAA agent nearest you.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. We are on the road this week with rides of all kinds. And of course, our crews can't go along without a pit stop to rest and refresh and refuel. And you yourself, if you're used to riding high on the hog and you also love diners the way we do, we found the perfect place for you along the Mother Road in Tulsa. Route 66 Harley-Davidson in Tulsa might be what you'd call a Harley superstore. Sure, you can get a great-looking bike here. That's what motorcycle shops are all about. But you can also get the shirts, jackets, caps, all with the Harley logo. You can even get a ceiling fan with a motorcycle headlight in the center. This is one impressive Harley shop.
We get that from people all over the country. People come in and say, gee, this is the best Harley dealership we've ever seen. And that was our goal, was to delight people when they come in the door.
But wait, there's more. Upstairs, Larry Wofford has put together a very impressive little museum dedicated to the other American legend featured here, Route 66. There are original Route 66 artifacts painstakingly collected and displayed. You can virtually take a trip down the Mother Road from one end to the other and never even leave the room.
That's a very unique part of our dealership. When we started the concept of Route 66, we thought we had to be authentic, and being authentic meant that we had real memorabilia from the road, and that museum reflects a lot of effort in collecting memorabilia that will be, I think, enjoyable for everybody to look at.
All that looking around making you hungry? Well, step into another part of this unique business, the Five and Diner.
Nothing says Route 66 like a diner, and our customers for years asked for a diner, and that's what we gave them. We specialize in a wide variety of dishes. Meatloaf is our real specialty, but we have anything you want to eat in the diner.
That's the meatloaf there, buried under that pile of onion straws. This is real American food here. The burgers are big as a barn. The pork chops are enormous. Let's not even talk about the milkshakes or the desserts, like the cheesecake or the good old chocolate cake. And the poodle skirt is also alive and well at the Five and Diner, and so is the jukebox. It's all designed to give you the food and feel of another era, and it all fits very well with a legendary road and a legendary motorcycle. Well, nothing could be finer than dinner at the diner, so settle in for great nostalgic fare while the Harley experts on site give your ride a tune-up or an oil change. We'll help you find your way at discoveroklahomatv.com. Well, no matter your method of transportation, whether it's a Harley or horseback, the ultimate route through Oklahoma has to be the Mother Road, old Route 66, and we have more miles of it than any other state. And if you're going to travel Route 66, make sure you don't leave home, I certainly never do, without my Oklahoma Route 66 Ultimate Road Trip Guide. Set out on an adventure filled with history, romance, and iconic pop culture with Oklahoma's Route 66 guide at your side. It's an easy jumping-off point for the cool, kitschy, and odd destinations found on Oklahoma's stretch of the Mother Road. With old and new attractions winding through the rural towns and bustling cities of Oklahoma, the Route 66 guide will engage your free spirit along the open road. To get a free copy of the guide for yourself, visit travelok.com/brochures to order. We're discovering rides through Oklahoma, and we're not done yet. Because after 20 years, an event in Pryor has still got lots of wheels spinning. See for yourself when AAA's Discover Oklahoma continues.
Thanks for all your help.
Hey babe, what you doing?
Oh, I just switched our insurance over to AAA.
Why? We've been with our guys for years.
I know, but I met with the agent and she showed me how AAA could match our coverage and save us money by bundling our home and auto insurance.
Really? Well, did we get a discount? I mean, we've been with those guys for years.
Yes, and with the extra money we saved, I was thinking we could take that second honeymoon we've always talked about.
Hey, I am all about that.
So, with all the travel discounts we get for being AAA Oklahoma members.
Well, I do have some vacation time I need to take.
Oh, good, because our room is right on the ocean.
You already booked it.
I did?
What are you guys up to?
Nothing. We're just getting some dinner started.
When are you leaving?
AAA Insurance, for the ones that matter most to you. Give us a call today or talk to a AAA agent nearest to you.
Welcome back. AAA Oklahoma does all kinds of great stuff around our state and makes this show possible too. Here's a look at AAA today.
Hi, I'm Chuck May with AAA Oklahoma. Founded in Chicago in 1902 by members of small auto clubs, AAA's mission was and is to make travel as easy, affordable, and safe as possible for the traveling public, which includes 345,000 AAA members right here in Oklahoma. When I speak to local community and business leaders, it always surprises my audience to learn that AAA is a not-for-profit organization. It's true. Revenues generated by AAA Insurance and AAA travel agency operations go right back into the club to help keep our dues low for our members, who join AAA primarily for emergency road service. In the coming weeks, I'll share more with you about the ways AAA advocates for safer roadways, increased highway funding, and other projects that make travel more enjoyable for all of us. Until then, may the road lead you to exciting new discoveries. Whether it's insurance, travel, or peace of mind on the road, think AAA every day.
AAA, for the ones that matter most to you. We all know our Shell Wagner has a penchant for pedaling. We've been freewheeling with her from one end of the state to the other. We've been with her through the Tour de Mears, and we've even ridden with her as she careened down a mountainside in Mountain Park. But this week, she takes us on a laid-back ride through the lush green of northeastern Oklahoma.
Dam Jam, a 2 decades-old cycling tradition, is a day-long tour through beautiful Mayes and Delaware counties. Always the Saturday after Labor Day, the ride begins and finishes in Pryor, and cyclists have their choice of 4 different routes, from 30 to 101 miles. The varying distances attract both serious cyclists as well as families. My daughter Cricket and I chose the 55-miler and made our way through lush countryside, along shady back roads, past many sparkling lakes, up and down the foothills of the Ozark Mountains, and soaked up charming little towns. The ride is fully supported and features rest stops every 10 miles or so, all sponsored by local businesses or civic groups. Here we are at one of the famous Dam Jam rest stops. This one's sponsored by the Pryor Animal League, and here you can get a snack or adopt a puppy. The ride attracts several hundred cyclists each year of all ages from all the surrounding states. Cricket and I even rode a while with a young man who'd found his way there from Kentucky. We were treated to all kinds of creative energy snacks, banana smoothies, pickle juice shots, and at the finish line, massages awaited our tired legs, and lunch was served from a local eatery. All in all, Dam Jam was a scrapbook-worthy mother-daughter adventure for us. We soaked in crazy, beautiful scenery, met other cycling types, cheered each other on, and little by little, conquered each of those 55 challenging miles together. In Pryor, I'm Shell Wagner.
Pump up your tires and head for Pryor next weekend for this year's Dam Jam Bicycle Tour happening Saturday, September 10th. It is a family-friendly event, and you can choose the route that's right for you, from a 30-miler up to 101 miles. We'll link you to all the information you need at discoveroklahomatv.com. Well, that's our show for this week. We're glad you came along for the ride. Next, everything's up to date in Oklahoma City. We've gone about as far as we can go, from renovated gardens and updated neighborhoods to new attractions and destination shopping. Oklahoma City is certainly a city on the move. Hope you'll join us. Until next time, remember, there's always something to discover in Oklahoma.
My favorite thing's the water gun. My favorite thing's the bucket dropping on me. Well, it's cool, it's fun. You get to play in the water and you get to get wet. Got a land one today, and we got the pink stuff, but we like to swim best. Bye-bye, Mom. Bye-bye, Dad.